12853.
Good evening, sir. Yes, sir.
Am I audible, sir? No. Okay. Respected dignitaries, esteemed faculty members, dear participants, and other honored guests, let us all bow down our heads for prayer. O Almighty, the source of all wisdom and knowledge, we come before you with gratitude and humility as we gather for this day 3 of the Faculty Development Program. We thank you for blessing us with the opportunity to learn, to grow, and to share knowledge with one another. We seek your divine guidance and inspiration as we begin this session on research writing. Bless our minds with clarity, our thoughts with depth, and our words with precision so that we may contribute meaningfully to the world of knowledge. May this program help us develop the skills to explore ideas, express them effectively, and uphold integrity in our research endeavors. We extend special prayer for our esteemed guest, Ms. Nimit Sharma. Grant her with strength and clarity as she shares her insights with us. May her words inspire and empower us to become better educators, researchers, and lifelong learners. Bless the organizers and participants of this program. May our time together be fruitful, collaborative, and filled with positive energy. Guide us with the knowledge we gain here for the betterment of our students and society at large. We offer this prayer with gratitude and faith. Amen.
Good evening, one and all. Professor Nimit Sharma is currently serving as an assistant professor of commerce at Reva University, Bangalore. A passionate and dedicated educator, she is committed to academic excellence and to creating engaging learning environments for students. An alumnus of Aligarh Muslim University, Professor Nimit Sharma holds a UGC net qualification in commerce with an outstanding 99.28 percentile. She was felicitated by the Education Minister of Karnataka for being among the top scorers in Karnataka state eligibility test. With teaching and research interests spanning finance, supply chain management, and business strategy, Professor Nimit Sharma has actively contributed to academia through Scoopus book chapters and research papers. She has participated and moderated and chaired national and international conferences. A strong advocate of lifelong learning, she has completed numerous certifications and faculty development programs from prestigious institutions such as IITs and IIMs. Notably, she has been recognized as NPTEL Star by IIT Madras, receiving Believers Achiever certificates for outstanding engagement in NPTEL courses. A Little Flower Degree College welcomes you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the kind introduction. Thank you, Nagalakshmi ma'am, for the lovely prayer.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, I'll share my... Yes. Thank you, sir. I hope my screen is visible. Yeah. So hello, dear friends, dear faculty members. So over last 2 days, you all have already gained valuable insights from the two speakers, like one on ethical AI in research methodology and other on literature review using AI tools. Today's session, day 3 session, will be focusing on how to actually structure and write a research paper and where AI and statistical tools can support you. So my goal today is that by the end of this session, you should know how to write a research paper in a clear and a structured way. So I will be discussing more about the structure. So this session will also be helpful for the beginners, one who are new for the research world. So we start. Yes, sir, I have offed it, sir. Yeah. So before I start my session, I have some question. Have you ever felt that some research papers are very easy to understand, while some others are quite difficult to follow? You can give a thumbs up or any kind of reply. Yes, many of us have, right? That is why a well-crafted manuscript is very important. Let us understand what is the importance of a well-crafted manuscript. So a well-written manuscript will help the researcher to communicate the message clearly, what he wants to communicate, like what they have worked on, what are the contributions that they have made, in what all areas they have made contributions, and how the research can be applied. It also enhances readability and credibility. When I say readability here, readability means easy to understand, and credibility here means trustworthy. It is showing that the paper is professional. So if a paper is written very clearly, the reviewer understands it clearly, and then he can give a clear judgment, a fair judgment. So good writing also increases the chances of publication, because if you have written the work clearly, there are high chances that the work will be accepted and also published. So it also facilitates knowledge dissemination. Here, I mean that the research, the ideas that you are keeping in your research paper will benefit more and more people. So if research is written in a simple manner, but in a structured manner, and it can be easily shared and understood by people, more people can learn from it. It also contributes to our own academic and professional growth as a professor, as a teacher. So the thing that I want to say is that we should make a point that a good research, but if written poorly, there are high chances of rejection. Whereas even if an average research, but written properly, has a high chance of acceptance. Let us understand the key components of a research paper. The very first is title. Title tells us what is the study all about. Then comes abstract. So it is a summary, a short summary of what the paper is all about. Next comes introduction. Why are we doing this study? Methods. How did we study? How was it done? Is it reproducible? Like if somebody else tries to do or apply this method that we as a researcher have applied, are they also getting the same kind of result or similar result? This is reproducibility. Then comes results and discussion. Results tell us about what are the findings, whereas the implications, it will be telling like, where can I apply this? Once I found this thing, where this finding of my research, where can I implement it? Where can I apply it? Then comes conclusion, which again gives a final message of what is the research paper about. And finally, the references. So references, there are various styles like APA for social sciences, MLA for humanities, Chicago for history. So as per the journal guidelines, a research paper writer or an author should understand what is the guidelines, what is the referencing style to ask, and as per that, he or she should write a paper. So now we saw all the components of a research paper. So if they are in this order, it's good. But if suppose I just meddle with it, I just do not keep it in this order, then how will it look? It will look something like watching a movie where the hero is coming in the last scene, villain comes in the first scene, and the story is somewhere going in middle. So it doesn't look good. It doesn't give a good impression. Now, one by one, I will be discussing about all these things. Title. Let us first understand how to craft a clear and an impactful title. When I say title, title is a first impression of the work done by the or the study. So it should be very specific, very informative. So how to decide about a title? If you have a broad idea about any study, read a lot. Read a lot of review papers, research papers. Then you see what others are doing, what others are studying on my topic. Slowly, you will be finding or you will be getting what is still lacking to study, what is the gap. Then you can frame a title, right? So title, how will you frame? It will be including either key variables or concepts, or it will just hint a method or result. So you should try to concise it. You should try to make it smaller. So remove all the unnecessary words, remove all the jargon, all the difficult words. Try to keep it ideal. Idealize mean under a limit, means up to 15 words, because this is the limit that a person can understand, grasp, and remember. So if you have a very long title, again, It creates confusion. So no misleading titles. Titles should be matching with what the paper actually says. So no misleading, no dramatic, means no fancy titles required. Keep the title very, very simple. So clarity is more important than creativity here. After you have finalized the title, then the next thing what we see in a research paper is the author details. So when I say about author details, the very first comes author's name. So author's name means, first of all, the order is very much important. So maintain a correct order of authors. Like the first author, he is a primary contributor of the research, right? Then second, third, fourth, there is no universal maximum limit of keeping an author. It depends on how big is your project, what is the scope of the project. So include only those significant contributors who have really worked on that paper, who have really studied and written and supported in any way, whether they have made diagrams, whether they have done the tables, they have done some literature review. So you have to see what they have. If they have contributed, include them in the author names. Use full names. Avoid all the nicknames. Follow what is the journal formatting style. Avoid hierarchy. When I say hierarchy, paper contributing, not on what is his social status or professional title. Because of this, we try to avoid the hierarchy. Mention institution, department, location. So if there are many authors, then use superscripts for that. Then ORC ID. Provide ORC ID for each author. So what is this ID? This ID is like how we have our Aadhaar number, right? It shows that we are the citizens of the nation, right? So of the country. Here, this ORC ID, what will it tell? It is similar to that, a 16-digit number. It is a unique identity for an author, for every author. So it helps in unique identification of the researcher. It also avoids confusion between similar names. So many a times we might come across papers where two authors have the same names. ORC ID is the only one which can differentiate between these. So again, you have to follow the journal guidelines. If it is saying that you have to mention ORC ID, then you should. Then the next comes email ID. Email ID, always use your professional or academic email address, no personal addresses. Okay, then as per the journals, if other authors' email ID is also required, you have to put it. Address. Address should be institutional address. It may include city, state, country, postal code. It helps in identification and communication of the authors. Now, once we have done, we understood that how to keep the author details, the next part in a research paper comes is abstract. So let us understand what is the purpose and what is the importance of abstract. It acts as a mini summary of a paper. So it is a standalone paragraph, means we don't need to read the whole paper. Just if we have read the abstract, we will have an idea about what is the paper all about, what is it telling. So in this abstract, it often determines, means once a reader goes through the abstract, he will understand that should I read the paper? Like many of us do literature review, that time also what we do is when we download the paper, we read the abstract, we understand, is it related to my study? If yes, want to read the whole book. So like when children play at home, they play puzzle. What do? They collect all the material, they spread it, they find out what are the pieces of a jigsaw puzzle, what are Now, what to make it systematically? Similarly, in research paper, it is also like a puzzle. What we are doing in this abstract, we are just reading the abstracts from the various papers, finding out what is important, and then we are keeping. So it should be very concise and very engaging. It should follow a structured or an unstructured format. So before I go forward, I want to just show what do we mean by structured and unstructured format. I will be switching. So here, if you see here, this research paper here from Emerald, you can see this abstract. Here the abstract has purpose, designs, right? So these titles, I say that this is a structured abstract, right? Because it is divided into the parts like this, systematically. When I say unstructured, now unstructured means which is not divided. Like for example, let us look at this paper here. It is just in one paragraph, right? A small paragraph we can see here. So what is this? It is not divided. So I say this is unstructured. I hope you understood what is the difference between structured and an unstructured. I want a thumbs up. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, listeners. So, sorry. We understood the abstract now. Let us go to the next. This IMRAD structure. This is a structure of a research paper. So the same thing, introduction, material, method, result, discussion, the same thing I told. But when you read an abstract, you will find that abstract is also written in similar way. Like it is also having introduction. It is also discussing about materials and methods. So if I see, if I read it properly, what I see is one line in introduction, one line in material, some results also 1 or 2 lines, discussion also 1 or 2 lines are present, right? From 150 for all the journals. It depends on every journal, right? Some journals may also ask for a lengthier one. Then avoid all the vague statements. Highlight what is the novelty. Why are you different? Why is your study different? Show what is the research gap. What are the methods that you are using? What are the findings and implication of the study? After the abstract, add 5 to 10 keywords. So abstract, you have to place it in the beginning of the paper, but you should always write it at the end. Or I would say that you are writing it first, no problem. Keep it revising. As your work is progressing, keep it revising. So after writing the full manuscript, the abstract will be shaping itself according to the results. If you keep revising. So it should always be written in third person, present tense. So abstract, you have to try to conclude in 1 or 2 paragraphs, not lengthier. But some papers, some engineering papers may be having multiple paragraphs. So journals that follow a strict IMRD structure, they will tell that the abstract should also be looking in this same structure. Let us come to the latest trend, a graphical abstract. So before telling what is graphical abstract, I just want to show you how a graphical abstract looks like. So let us look this one. This is a graphical abstract here. This one here. In this paper, a beautiful graphical abstract, a colorful one is given. So what is it? It is a simple visual that quickly explains that once you look at it, it gives, at one glance only you understand what is it talking about. So when it is like a minimal text, clean design, and easy visuals you can make out. But having only graphical abstract will not suffice, will not help. You should also means nowadays many reputed journals are asking for this graphical abstract. But when you submit, you should also have an abstract in an unstructured manner or structured as it says. So once you have submitted the graphical abstract, you also submit this abstract in words, right? Both are required. Let us go back to the slides and let us understand more. So when you are writing abstract, you should also see, like I still have to show something. I will show here. Yes, look here. In this paper, when I see here, what I want to show is the same thing what I was discussing, that when I read an abstract, it has almost everything. Like see, it is starting broad. Like it is saying that sustainability marketing is gaining popularity. It starts very broad. Then it shows what is the gap, what is lacking here. Then it is telling what is the method that is used, what is the framework that is developed by the researcher, right? What is the design that the researcher has used? Then how has he studied? So he has studied empirical research from 2016 to 2025. So what is it showing? If I see this abstract, it's so clearly telling that what is the method, what is the gap. It started from broad, then it is slowly narrowing down. It is showing what is the gap. So you see, now let us see this structured also. See, in structured also we can see what is the purpose, design, systematic, integrative literature review it is showing. And now at last it shows that the prior study had done this. My study is novel because I was telling you, right? You have to show what is the novelty in your research. Why are you different? Why is your research different? So this is the way how it is shown. This is novel, right? All these things I have already discussed, like the author's name, the order, right? I have discussed all these things. Address also I have discussed. Let us come back. So let us see this. This, as you can see here, it is an hourglass, right? When you look at this, it is also starting broad, then slowly coming down and becoming little smaller, right? So the same way abstract was written, right? The first introduction. So when we saw introduction, it was very wide, right? And slowly it started narrowing down. So when I say wide, it says about what is the general area. Slowly it tells about what is the niche, what is the special focus that the researcher wants to put on. What is the research gap? What is the problem? How will he solve? When I come to material and methods and result, this is the core research. This portion, I say, this is my core section. Because it tells how was the research conducted? What was the design? Was it descriptive? Was it experimental? Was it correlational, diagnostic? Means there are many, right? So this section will be showing how the data was collected, what were the tools that were used. So this is actually the foundation of your study. So once your results are out, means once you have done the statistical test and you came out with this, that this is the result, then what next? These results do not interpret themselves. The interpretation of the results is done in the discussion section here. So results just show what are the tables, what are the by graphs, tables, by these ways we show what is the result. But the discussion section, it again, from narrow, it is becoming wide. You can see here. So it expands outward. It recaps the findings. It interprets the results. Let us have a look at introduction section. So introduction section, it starts broad, narrows down. It clearly states the research problem. It tells what is missing. It explains study significance, what you are going to do, And then finally, it ends with what is the objective or what are the hypotheses of the study, right? So when you are writing introduction section, cite all the relevant literature, right? So some papers, they do not have a separate literature review section. In the introduction section only, you are asked to do the literature review, right? So you have to cite it properly. See what is the way how the journal is asking to cite. So in that style only, you have to do the citation. So selectively, you have to cite. Let us come to this. So what is this? This is a framework. Framework to write an introduction section, the CARD framework, or context, area, research gap, and direction. Let us understand one by one. I already told that context is broad background, right? So the example here, let us look at example. Example makes it very clear and very easy to understand. Like online education has grown rapidly in recent years, transforming how students learn globally. Now see, here it is telling about how students are learning globally. Very wide, right? When I come to area, what it is showing? Many students face difficulty maintaining attention during online classes. So when I read this, what did I understand? That first I took all the students globally. Now from this I filtered. What did I filter? I just filtered online classes students. Offline, I removed, right? So I narrowed it down. Then I come to research gap. Research gap again, it is telling most studies focus on urban students. Limited research on rural learners. So now again one more filter. Here I am studying only the rural. What I saw is that many studies are on urban students, whereas on rural students there is less studies. So my study examines, or this study examines, the impact of online learning on rural college student. So I hope you understood very easily. It was so broad here. Slowly it is narrowing down. So if you use this framework, CARD framework, for making an introduction section, it will surely be helping you out. So many students face difficulty, like in writing how to write the introduction section. So this framework will be helping you out. So when I was discussing about what is the structure of paper, what are the components, am I audible, sir? So I hope this slide I had covered, right? And you all had heard about this slide. Yeah. Okay. So the one who is writing introduction section by using CARD framework, then automatically what we see, that the introduction section will come out very proper. What I was discussing is introduction section and conclusion section in a research paper. We say that they are like in two ends of the same loop. They both are interconnected with each other. Like if I say the introduction section, it ends on what objective? This is what I am going to study, right? Whereas when I go to the conclusion section, it tells that these are the findings. I found this thing after the study. So I can see that there is connection, right? It shows this was the method what I used, and like this I arrived at this. So every Every research paper will be having introduction section and conclusion section interconnected. Let us come to the next one, the literature review section. You all remember Professor Patrick on the first day, what he said in the FDP, that reading cannot be outsourced. Right? I like that line. Reading can never be outsourced. So a learner should, or a researcher should never stop reading. He should be like literature review. If I see, it is a never ending work, right? Although we write like this is a section of literature review, but we have to update ourselves, right? We have to keep on reading, updating ourselves till submission. And after submission, again, we start on new paper. Literature review is a never ending process, right? We have to keep ourselves updated. So although one section, but we have to keep ourselves updated. So what we do is literature review is where we summarize. We don't write paragraph like this author said this author said this. We do not write it like this, right? We summarize, we synthesize the research. We see what is the gap. And we highlight that gap. We demonstrate our engagement, showing that how this work is built, what are the challenges, what were the theories that researchers had studied earlier, what are the findings, what were the methodologies that they have used, right? So it justifies your research question by revealing why your study is necessary, timely, or novel within the current academic conversation. So never summarize, compare and connect the studies. Always focus on recent and relevant literature only. By recent, I mean around 5 to 10 years. That's all. Focus on the recent research. Group the studies. So grouping, you can see yesterday also Ramakrishna sir, he was telling how to group the studies by themes you can do, by methods you can do, right? He explained all these things. How you can see how the papers are connected, right? He also told us about tool, Semantic Scholar. So it will also be helping us to do the literature review, right? So this literature review, when we do literature review, so how to do it? We first scan the documents. We just find what are the relevant papers. How do we find? By Google Scholar, Scopus, Web of Science, right? We find like that. Then we read. What do we read? We read the abstract, we read the title, we go to conclusion, we read that, and we decide, okay, this paper is very relevant for me. Then we start mapping it. Then we start mapping it as per our theme, not as per author. Now comes the next one. Next is method. Let us understand what is method section. This is the section I told you when I was showing that hourglass. This is the core study, right? So this section is a section that builds trust. So this is the section which tells us what you did, whom did you study, how did you collect data, how did you analyze it, right? So it ensures reproducibility. The details of study design, like what study designs are you using, right? Then explains data collection techniques. It describes various statistical analytical methods. So this method section should be very predictable, sir. Am I audible, sir? Yeah. So the framework here is PASTE, to how to write the method section. When I see this, P here means population. Whom are you studying? What is being studied? So like here, when you see the example, undergraduate commerce students in Bengaluru. So this is what is population. Then comes approach. Like what research design is used. Is it quantitative? Is it correlational? Then, am I audible, sir? Okay, actually, sample means how many, what is a sample that you have taken for the study? How did you select that? Like here it is given 150 students and convenience sampling. Then tools. How was the data collected and analyzed? By a questionnaire and analysis. By what method? SPSS was used or no? All these things comes in tool. Then comes evaluation. Evaluation here means how are the results interpreted? What are the patterns? So we see pattern between social media use and grade point average examined, right? Then comes the next section, data analysis and results. Here, statistical test is applied, techniques are applied, and the data is processed, right? Whatever data you collected, you process it. You use various statistical tools also, like SPSS, Excel, Python, R, there are many, right? You present the findings, clearly showing using the tables, graphs, figures. You report what is the key pattern, trend, and significant relationships identified in the analysis. So this section, you just write what did you find, right? So here, no interpretation is required, just your findings. Data analysis and result is just finding. Then comes discussion section. When I come to discussion section, it is where your results are explained. What does your result mean? How do they compare with the past studies? Why are they important? So it tells the reason, right? Let us understand here. It interprets the results and explains their meaning in the context of the research problem. It compares the findings with the previous studies and the relevant literature. It highlights the theoretical and practical implications of the study. And it addresses unexpected results and acknowledge study limitations. Now see, when you are writing your discussion section, always mention limitations honestly. The limitation, like why limitation? We cannot study everything that is existing, right? So your limitation may be your sample size, your geographic scope, your method, anything, or constraints. So our limitations will help the future researchers to study on that. So like this, we are creating a gap for them to study, right? Then at last comes the conclusion and reference section. So conclusion section, what does it do? It summarizes what are the key findings. It is also same like how I told in abstract. It is also a standalone. Once you read a conclusion section, here also no citations are required, like how in abstract, no citations are required. Once a researcher reads it, he will make out what is the key finding, how did they answer the research objectives. It emphasizes on main contributions and significance of the research. So it restates what was the objective, what are the findings. It will summarize, right? It will explain the importance. It will suggest possible directions for the future researchers. I told you, our limitations become the directions for the next one to explore, right? So keep the conclusion section short and clear. Okay. When I say references section, you have to follow the journal style. You can use tools like Mendeley, Zotero, EndNote. They save times and there are less chances of errors when you use these tools. So provide properly formatted references, citing all the sources that you have used. So until and unless you are citing any foundational work, you have to limit your reading till last 10 years, 5 years, prefer till that. Now let us understand what are the AI tools that may help and what all things you can do, like what is okay and what is not okay. Let us understand here. Drafting, paraphrasing, brainstorming structure with the help of AI tools. Okay, it is allowed. But again, you should write by your own. If you are paraphrasing with this and copy pasting, that is wrong, right? You can use Grammarly for checking the grammar, the tone, the clarity. You can use plagiarism checking detection tools like Turnitin, Authenticate, right? This is also allowed. This is also yes, right? So it gives a similarity report, the AI report, AI similarity, right? Like then you can use tools for literature search, summarization, like sir told yesterday also that we can search various literature, right? So with the help of semantic scholar. So you can use tools, that is okay. But what is not okay? Fabricating data, generating fake findings. This is not okay at all. Submitting AI generated text without the disclosure that you have used AI. Again, this is not okay. So all these are not okay, right? First, I would like to again show the PDF here. See, this is references here at last. And you see here, look here. The statement says, when writing the manuscript, Grammarly and other generative AI tools were used to improve language, ensure correctness and language and presentation, and to elevate writing quality. So you should state that here I have used what I have used the AI in. So like this, you should be very much clear that where you have used, and you should also say. So there are some yes and no in using the AI. So by this, I end the session. Thank you for your time. So today, I hope you are understanding what is the structure of a research paper, what are the key frameworks. I discussed IMRAD, I discussed PASTE, I discussed CARD. So all these frameworks will be helping you write more. So in upcoming sessions will be helping you for data analysis, for journal selection. So be present in the FDP and ask. Yeah, sure. I can give my PPT. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time. So today we all understood what is the structure of a research paper, key frameworks. So I discussed about IMRAD, PASTE, CARD, right? So in the upcoming sessions, again, you have more to learn. This journal selection. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time. Happy learning to all of you.
Ma'am, you said about writing of abstract that it is
Yes,
advisable to
ma'am.
write the abstract at the end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've
So,
shown it
ma'am,
in the starting, ma'am, but we
yeah,
write it
no,
in the,
no,
sorry. Yeah.
we draft it at the end, you said, right? Like we'll be showing it in the starting. But once the research is complete, if you draft it, it would be possibly cover everything, isn't it?
It's true, ma'am. But
Yeah.
what I would
So,
suggest it is that
uh,
you write in the start, but keep on revising it. As your study
yeah,
proceeds, you keep on revising it.
yeah.
So I would not say that you should always write in the end.
Yes, ma'am. Now my question is, some of these conferences ask us have a call for papers for a very short period of time. The period for submission is very short. So what they are
Yes,
initially asking us to do is to submit the abstract. Even you must be aware of it. Like
right,
first we
right,
submit the abstract, and after
right.
that we will be submitting the full paper. So in that case,
Agree.
ma'am, while submitting the full paper, if there are changes in our abstract, will it be a problem?
No, ma'am, it will not be a problem because even
Um,
they understand that abstracts keep on changing because we keep on revising, right? And
Yeah.
abstract submission date, because it is so close, sometimes only 2 days given or 1 day
Yeah.
given. So
Exactly.
abstract
Exactly.
changes are okay, are fine. But
Yeah.
I would say that don't make major changes, but some changes here and there, it's fine. It's okay.
Okay, ma'am, I've sent you a connect request on LinkedIn. In case I have some doubts, I would like to connect on LinkedIn.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving me this platform. Thank you for the college for giving me the platform. Okay. Yes, sir.
Good evening, one and all. It is a matter of great privilege and honor to propose the vote of thanks on behalf of the Department of Physical Sciences, Little Flood Degree College. At the outset, I extend my profound gratitude to our distinguished resource person, Ms. Nimit Sharma, for delivering highly informative, insightful, and intellectually stimulating session. Her scholarly approach and clarity in presenting the nuances of research writing, like various frameworks which can be followed to structure the research paper at each stage, have enriched our academic perspective. I express my sincere appreciation to our director, Reverend Brother John Kalarakal, and Principal Ms. Jayanti Reddy for their encouragement and support. I thank all the faculty members from the Department of Physical Sciences for their coordination and cooperation. I extend my thanks to all the participants for their enthusiastic participation. Happy learning. Thank you all. Thank you, Nimit ma'am, for the session.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.